This is the Sleep Story Temple. Tonight, we are going to honor the magnificent, tireless engine that resides within you. We are leaving the frantic, high-performance habits of the corporate world entirely at the door. You have crossed the threshold into a sanctuary designed specifically and exclusively for the generator soul. This is a space of profound permission. Permission to stop initiating, to stop forcing the gears of reality to turn, and to gently surrender your weary body to the beautiful, heavy, protective harmony of the night. As a generator, you carry a profound, ancient gift within your energetic architecture. Deep within your lower belly, resting quietly beneath the surface of your skin, sits the sacral center. Think of it as a brilliant, spinning sun of pure, vital life force energy. It is the most powerful, enduring motor in the entire human design system. Every single day, you use this boundless, warm energy to build, to create, to sustain, and to breathe life into the world around you. You are the foundation of society. You are the one who turns abstract concepts into solid reality. Your vibrant, enveloping aura naturally draws the world in, wrapping everything you touch in the warm glow of your life force. But possessing such immense power requires an equally profound period of rest. A battery that burns this brightly must be allowed to completely power down, or it will eventually burn out. In the modern waking world, you are rarely taught how to properly govern this sacred energy. The artificial corporate grid, the rigid schedules, and the relentless, mechanical pressure to perform have conditioned you to operate in a way that goes against your very nature. Society demands that you constantly initiate. It tells you to push harder, to strive relentlessly, to aggressively chase after outcomes, and to make things happen through sheer, agonizing willpower. You are told that if you are not actively starting something, you are falling behind. But this is a lie. You were never designed to force the universe to bend to your will. You were designed for something much more elegant and much more magnetic. You were designed to lean back, to rest in your own immense gravity, to wait, and to respond to the life that effortlessly flows toward you. When you spend your day initiating instead of responding, your massive sacral battery does not drain smoothly or naturally. Instead, it grinds. It meets resistance. It builds up a thick, heavy, buzzing layer of profound frustration. When you force a yes that should have been a no, your energy splinters. By the time the night finally arrives, you are not merely physically tired. Your life force is deeply, spiritually exhausted from the sheer friction of swimming against the natural current of your own design. You lie in bed, vibrating with a restless, misaligned energy that makes true sleep feel impossible to reach. Tonight, we are going to wash all of that exhausting friction away. The day is over. The sun has set, and the world has powered down. There is absolutely nothing left for you to build tonight. There are no tasks to complete, no projects to manage, no expectations to fulfill, and no one demanding a piece of your vital, beautiful energy. You are completely, unconditionally off the clock. The demanding era of doing has officially passed, and the sacred, healing era of non-doing has gently arrived. I invite you to lie perfectly still in the dark. Let the mattress rise up to support the full, heavy weight of your physical body. There is no need to hold yourself together anymore. Notice how the cool, quiet air of the room feels against your skin. A gentle reminder that you are perfectly safe in this exact moment. Allow your arms to rest loosely, heavily by your sides, and let your legs fall into their most natural, unforced position. Let the muscles in your jaw completely slacken, releasing the unspoken frustrations of the day. Your only intention for the duration of this night is to gently, consciously allow your sacral battery to completely empty. We are going to guide your powerful internal engine from a state of frantic, forced output into your true signature state, a deep, quiet, cellular level of aligned satisfaction. You do not need to figure out how to do this. You do not need to analyze the process. Your body already knows the ancient pathway down into the dark. All you have to do is listen to the steady rhythm of your own breath and surrender completely to the undeniable gravity of the earth. The transition into peace has already begun. Welcome to the sanctuary of rest. Let us begin the Power-Down. Bring your awareness entirely into the physical landscape of your own body. We are going to journey downward, away from the frantic, overactive chambers of your mind and into the deep, ancient, grounding gravity of your physical center. Follow the gentle, rhythmic path of your breath as it enters your nose, moves softly down the back of your throat, passes through the center of your chest, and settles deeply into your lower belly. I want you to focus all of your gentle, detached attention right here, about 2 inches below your navel. Deep within the bowl of your pelvis lies the true seat of your power. This is your sacral center. In the waking world, you are often taught to hold your stomach in, to brace yourself, to keep your core constantly enlarged. and tight against the impacts of the day. But here, in the absolute safety of the dark, you must let all of that go. Unclench the muscles of your abdomen. Let your belly become completely soft, heavy, and expansive. Give this powerful center the physical space it needs to finally breathe and expand. In your mind's eye, I want you to visualize this sacral center. Do not picture an abstract concept. Picture it as a very real, intensely glowing, spinning sphere of pure life force energy. Imagine it as a brilliant, warm, internal battery, a magnificent, heavy turbine of light. All day long, this engine has been running. It has been spinning at thousands of revolutions per minute, generating the immense power required to navigate your life, to build your projects, to care for others, and to meet the relentless demands of the corporate grid. When you operate correctly, when you wait and respond to the things that truly light you up, this battery discharges smoothly, like a perfectly tuned engine. But when you are forced to initiate, when you push through exhaustion, or when you say yes out of obligation, the engine is forced into overdrive. It begins to run hot. By the time you finally lie down to sleep, the sacral center is still spinning frantically. It feels like a subtle, buzzing vibration beneath your skin, a restless, lingering heat that prevents you from sinking into the heavy, comforting dark. It is an engine that has forgotten how to turn itself off. Tonight, we are going to manually, lovingly power it down. We are going to use the rhythm of your breath to apply a gentle, steady, cooling break to this magnificent spinning turbine. You do not need to force it to stop. You only need to give it permission to slow down. Take a slow, luxurious breath in, drawing the cool, quiet air of the room all the way down into the very bottom of your lungs. And as you slowly, effortlessly exhale, visualize that rapidly spinning sphere of light in your belly, beginning to decelerate. Inhale the stillness of the night. Exhale, and watch the bright, blinding, overheated light begin to soften. With every single breath out, the spin becomes just a little bit slower. The frantic, high-pitched hum of the day's energy begins to drop in frequency, becoming a low, rich, resonant purr. Notice how the temperature of the light is changing. The anxious, hot, glaring brightness of the corporate day is gently cooling. It shifts from a bright, demanding orange into a soft, soothing amber, like the glowing embers of a fire that has completely burned through its wood and is now safely settling into the ash. Breathe in deeply filling the soft space of your belly. Breathe out and let the spinning slow down even more. The movement is becoming heavy, sluggish, and profoundly relaxed. The gears of your internal engine are coated in a thick, luxurious, heavy oil. There is no more friction. There is no more pushing. The momentum of the day is simply running out, and you are allowing it to happen. As the light continues to dim, cooling from amber into a deep, restful twilight blue, you begin to feel a magnificent sense of physical relief spreading through your lower body. In the modern world, you are taught to fear being empty. You are taught that your worth is tied to how much energy you have left to give. But for a generator, reaching the state of absolute emptiness at the end of the day is not a failure. It is a profound biological necessity. Your sacral battery must be completely, utterly discharged in order to be fully and miraculously recharged tomorrow. You are allowed to be empty. You are allowed to have absolutely nothing left to give to anyone. Take one more deep, grounding breath in. And as you release a long, heavy sigh, watch the spinning light in your belly come to a complete, flawless stop. The battery is entirely powered down. The light has faded into a cool, heavy, silent dark. The buzzing vibration in your nervous system has ceased, replaced by the profound, immovable gravity of the earth. You are experiencing the exquisite, heavy piece of an engine that has finally been allowed to rest. Your sacral center is completely quiet. You have dropped from the frantic state of on into the beautiful, healing void of zero. Rest in this incredible, heavy emptiness. You are safe. You are empty. You are ready to release the final layers of the day. The magnificent engine of your sacral center is now completely silent. You are resting in the heavy, luxurious darkness of the zero state. The physical buzzing in your body has ceased, but as your nervous system begins to settle, you may notice a subtle, lingering shadow hovering just at the edges of your mind. In the language of your unique energetic design, this shadow has a very specific name. It is the heavy, sticky fog of frustration. Frustration is not a flaw in your character. It is not a sign of failure, and it is not something you need to be ashamed of. It is simply a mechanical feedback loop. It is the brilliant, ancient alarm system of your body letting you know that somewhere along the line today, you swam against your own natural current. Frustration is born from the suffocating weight of the shoulds. I should work harder. I should initiate this project. I should have the answer right now. I should say yes to this request so I do not disappoint them. The modern world has deeply conditioned you to believe that if you just push a little harder, if you force the heavy doors open, you will eventually find success and peace. But for a generator, forcing the door open only leads to profound, agonizing depletion. Think about the moments today, or perhaps this past week, where your brilliant sacral center quietly said no. It was not a logical thought. It was a subtle, physical drop in your gut, a clear, undeniable lack of energy for a specific task, a conversation, or an obligation. It was your body's profound intelligence telling you that the action was not aligned with your truth. But instead of honoring that no, the mind took over. The analytical mind, fueled by corporate conditioning, survival instincts, and external guilt, stepped in and forced you to say yes. You committed your sacred, beautiful life force energy to something that did not light you up. You spent your battery on a task that brought you no satisfaction, only friction. Tonight, in the absolute safety of this sanctuary, we are going to completely forgive the mind for doing that. The mind was only trying to keep you safe in a world that fundamentally misunderstands how you operate. It was trying to protect you from judgment. But the mind is not the master of your energy, and it is time to release the friction it has caused. It is time to let go of every single unaligned action. I want you to visualize these unaligned yeses, these forced initiations, and these heavy obligations as physical objects. Imagine them as thick, cold, metallic bands strapped tightly around your wrists, your ankles, and across your chest. They are rigid, incredibly heavy, and deeply uncomfortable. They are the physical manifestations of the corporate grid, locking you into a relentless cycle of uninspired output. You do not have to carry them into the night. We are going to unbuckle them, one by one. Bring your completely relaxed, detached awareness to your right wrist. Feel the heavy, phantom weight of the shoulds pulling your arm down. Now, in your mind's eye, simply unbuckle the strap. Listen for the dull, heavy, satisfying clank as the metal band falls away, dropping instantly through the mattress and burying itself 1,000 miles deep into the center of the earth. The earth gladly absorbs this weight. Feel the immediate, breathtaking lightness in your right arm. Now, move your awareness to your left wrist. Unbuckle the heavy expectations of others. Let the cold metal band snap open and fall away into the dark, sinking endlessly into the void below. Your left arm is now entirely free, weightless, and perfectly soft. Bring your focus down to your ankles. These are the heavy weights of forced momentum, the artificial pressure to constantly move forward, to initiate, to chase after outcomes that were never meant for you. Unbuckle the right ankle. Let the heavy iron lock fall away, sinking rapidly into the planetary core. Unbuckle the left ankle. Release the exhausting need to force your path. Let it drop. Both of your legs are entirely untethered, resting with perfect, natural gravity. Finally, bring your gentle awareness to the very center of your chest. This is the heaviest band of all. It is the collective weight of guilt. It is the deeply ingrained anxiety of the modern worker, the fear that if you simply wait to respond to life, absolutely nothing will happen. Take a slow, majestic, incredibly deep breath in, expanding your lungs completely against this rigid metal band. And as you release a long, powerful, heavy exhale, imagine the clasp completely shattering. The thick metal band cracks open, falling away from your chest, dropping heavily into the dark void beneath you. The crushing pressure of the shoulds has been completely dismantled. You are entirely free. There is no more friction. There is no more frustration. The sticky fog has evaporated. Your physical vessel feels impossibly light, yet deeply grounded, floating in the beautiful sanctuary of your own unbothered existence. You have reclaimed your energy. You have forgiven your missteps. The slate has been wiped flawlessly clean, and you are now perfectly primed to drift deeper into the absolute harmony of your true design. The physical chains of forced initiation have been completely broken. The crushing weight of the world's expectations has fallen away into the endless dark, leaving your body miraculously light, yet profoundly anchored to the mattress beneath you. You are no longer bound by the rigid, exhausting architecture of the corporate grid. The lingering fog of frustration has cleared, and your sacral engine is resting in beautiful, heavy silence. Now, we must gently wash away the final microscopic remnants of the day. We must flush out the residual static electricity, the manic, buzzing vibration of a society that never truly powers down. In your mind's eye, I want you to visualize a soft, incredibly soothing wave of deep indigo light. This light is not bright or demanding. It has the rich, luxurious texture of a velvet night sky just after dusk. It is profoundly cooling, intensely calming, and carries the heavy, unshakable gravity of the earth itself. Imagine this beautiful indigo light forming a gentle, glowing halo just above the crown of your head. With your next slow, effortless exhalation, allow this cooling wave to slowly begin its descent. Feel the indigo light touch the very top of your scalp. Instantly, the frantic, high-frequency brain waves of the day are smoothed out. The electrical storms of your analytical mind are beautifully neutralized. Feel the wave wash over your forehead. The tight, invisible band of concentration, the muscular armor you wear when solving complex problems and staring at artificial screens, completely dissolves. The skin across your brow becomes perfectly smooth, wide, and relaxed. The heavy, cooling wave glides down over your eyes. The tiny, exhausted muscles that have spent all day darting, scanning, and processing information are now given absolute permission to power off. Your eyes sink deeply and heavily into the cool comfort of their sockets. The light washes down over your jaw. All day long, you have held back words, ground your teeth against the friction of unaligned tasks, and tightened your face against the demands of the world. Let the jaw completely slacken. Feel the hinge of your jaw let go. The throat gently opens, releasing the need to explain, to justify, or to speak. In this sanctuary, there is absolutely nothing left to say. As you take another slow, rhythmic breath in, the wave of indigo light descends gracefully over your shoulders. This is where you carry the immense physical burden of your generator life force. You are the builder, the one who carries the weight of execution. But tonight, that weight is gone. Feel the heavy, dense muscles of your shoulders simply melt downward, sinking into the dark earth. The cooling light flows like liquid velvet down your arms. It travels through the complex joints of your elbows, down the lengths of your forearms, and pools gently in the palms of your hands. Feel your fingers naturally curl inward as they completely let go. You have dropped the tools of creation. Your hands do not need to build, type, grasp, or fix anything tonight. They are wonderfully, beautifully useless. The soothing indigo wave washes down through the broad expanse of your chest. It surrounds your heart, slowing its rhythm, bringing your pulse into perfect, resonant harmony with the deep, slow frequency of the earth. Your lungs expand effortlessly against the cooling light, taking in the exact amount of air you need. No more, no less. There is no forcing. There is only perfect biological balance. The wave glides smoothly over your belly, passing gently over the sleeping, quiet turbine of your sacral center. The engine remains cool, dark, and utterly at peace. Now, the heavy gravity of the indigo light moves into your lower body. It fills the deep, bony bowl of your pelvis, locking your hips safely into the mattress. This is the foundation of your physical vessel, and it is entirely immovable. The wave pours down into the massive muscles of your thighs. The quadriceps and hamstrings, which constantly propel you forward into action, are flooded with a profound mineral heaviness. They are completely deactivated. The light travels through the hinges of your knees, dissolving any remaining friction in the joints. It flows down through your calves, and finally, it washes over your feet and out through your toes, carrying every last trace of the day's static electricity out of your body and into the absolute void below. Your entire physical form is now bathed in this cool, heavy, indigo stillness. The frantic vibration of the waking world has been entirely replaced by a state of flawless harmonic balance. You are not floating away. You are deeply, intimately connected to the earth, resting with the majestic, unshakable gravity of an ancient mountain. You have transitioned from the chaotic friction of doing into the magnificent, effortless resonance of simply being. Rest in the heavy, indigo dark. Your vitality has been grounded. Your physical vessel is completely prepared for the final descent into dreamless peace. Your physical vessel is now entirely anchored. Bathed in the cool, heavy, indigo stillness, your muscles, joints, and bones are resting with the magnificent, unshakable gravity of an ancient mountain. The immense sacral engine in your belly is perfectly quiet, completely empty, and profoundly at peace. But as the body finally surrenders, the mind often attempts one last, desperate maneuver to maintain control. Even in the darkest, quietest hours of the night, the analytical mind will try to project itself forward. It looks out into the void of tomorrow and begins to panic. It whispers to you, asking, "What do we need to build tomorrow? What problems do we need to solve? How are we going to initiate the next step of our survival?" This anxious projection is the ultimate trap of the waking world. It is the ego attempting to manage a future that does not yet exist. And for a generator, this mental projection is incredibly toxic. When you lie in bed, trying to map out how you will force life to happen tomorrow, you instantly begin to generate a phantom layer of frustration. You begin to experience the heavy, sticky friction of the not-self before the sun has even risen. Tonight, we are going to completely dissolve the mind's desperate need to plan. We are going to sever the tether to tomorrow. Listen closely to the truth of your energetic design. You are a generator. Your aura is vast, enveloping, and incredibly magnetic. Because of this profound magnetism, you do not need to go out into the world and hunt for your destiny. You do not need to aggressively initiate the next chapter of your life. The universe is already perfectly designed to bring the world directly to your feet. Opportunities, questions, relationships, and tasks will naturally flow into your aura tomorrow. They will arrive completely unforced. And when they arrive, your beautifully rested sacral center will simply respond. It will give you the clear, undeniable, visceral pull toward the things that are correct for you. And it will give you the heavy, protective retreat from the things that are not. Because your true power lies entirely in your ability to wait and respond. Your logical mind has absolutely no job right now. Trying to figure out tomorrow is an utter waste of your sacred energy. Tomorrow is quite literally none of your business. Your only responsibility is to exist flawlessly and effortlessly in this exact, microscopic sliver of the present moment. In your mind's eye, I want you to visualize this mental anxiety about the future as a thick, gray, low-hanging fog. Imagine it resting heavily over a dark, beautiful valley inside your mind. This fog obscures the landscape. It makes everything feel confusing, dense, and suffocating. It is the accumulated smoke of all your unnecessary planning. We are going to let the natural rhythm of your breath act as a gentle, cosmic wind to clear this valley completely. Take a slow, deep breath in, drawing the clean, silent air of the present moment into the very center of your chest. And as you release a long, heavy, effortless sigh, imagine a sweeping, cool breeze moving through the valley of your mind. Watch the thick, gray fog of tomorrow simply break apart. Inhale the profound safety of right now. Exhale and watch the fog roll away, dissolving into the absolute nothingness of the night. With every single breath, the mind becomes clearer, wider, and vastly more open. The obsessive need to control the outcome evaporates. The frantic urge to know what happens next is entirely swept away. As the final wisps of the fog clear from the valley, look up into the sky of your internal landscape. It is no longer obscured. It is a breathtaking, flawless expanse of deep, velvety black, completely filled with millions of distant, ancient, brilliant stars. These stars represent the pure, unforced potential of the universe. You do not need to connect the dots. You do not need to build constellations out of them. You can simply lie back in the dark and admire their quiet, majestic beauty. Notice the immense, undeniable relief that washes over your brain when you finally give yourself permission not to know. The burden of omniscience has been lifted from your shoulders. You have surrendered the incredibly heavy illusion of control, and in return, you have been granted absolute, infinite peace. The signature of frustration has been completely erased from your nervous system. The mind is now as quiet, as empty, and as profoundly still as the heavy, grounded body below it. You are perfectly suspended in the present moment, surrounded by a vast, clear sky of pure potential, ready to sink into the deepest, most restorative layers of sleep. The mind is a vast, clear sky of ancient stars. The physical body is a grounded, immovable mountain. The sacral engine is silent and perfectly at rest. You are beautifully empty. But to ensure that this profound emptiness remains entirely undisturbed throughout the long hours of the night, we must now address the invisible, energetic field that surrounds you. In the architecture of your unique human design, you possess an incredibly powerful, enveloping aura. As a generator, your aura is not a closed circuit. It is an expansive, magnetic field that naturally extends outward, reaching into the world and pulling life toward you. During the waking hours, this open aura is your greatest gift. It is how you draw in the experiences, the people, and the opportunities to which your sacral center is meant to respond. It is a brilliant, welcoming embrace that invites the universe to interact with your vital energy. But this profound openness comes with a heavy cost. Because your aura is designed to pull things in on, you absorb the energetic debris of everyone around you. All day long, your field has been bombarded by the frantic demands of the corporate grid. You have pulled in the stress of your colleagues, the unspoken anxieties of your family, the relentless pressure of the calendar, and the chaotic, static noise of the modern world. Your energetic boundaries have been stretched to their absolute limits, constantly pierced by the external needs of others. People naturally gravitate toward you because they subconsciously feel your immense, life-giving warmth, and they constantly ask to borrow your light. By the time the day is over, your aura is left porous, exhausted, and desperately in need of repair. Tonight, in the absolute safety of this dark sanctuary, we are going to consciously close the gates. We are going to transform your vast, open, enveloping aura into an impenetrable, protective cocoon of peace. You do not need to pull the world toward you right now. The world can wait. Bring your gentle, detached awareness to the space immediately surrounding your physical body. Imagine the air just a few inches above your skin. In your mind's eye, visualize a very faint, nearly invisible sphere of warm, luminous light beginning to form around you. It traces the exact outline of your resting figure, hovering just above the mattress, wrapping you in a flawless, perfectly symmetrical shield. This is not a rigid wall of stone or cold metal. It is a beautiful, semi-permeable boundary made of pure, high-frequency light. It glows with a soft, comforting, amber luminescence, pulsing very slowly in perfect harmony with the majestic rhythm of your resting heart. As this protective sphere solidifies around you, feel an immense, undeniable wave of relief wash over your spirit. You have officially severed the energetic cords that tether you to the waking world. You are completely insulated. Inside this luminous cocoon, the atmosphere is perfectly controlled. The air is thick, rich, and incredibly soothing. The chaotic noise of the city, the frantic vibrations of the digital world, and the heavy expectations of society simply bounce off the exterior of this shield. They cannot reach you here. Imagine setting a powerful, undeniable intention for this protective boundary. From this moment until the sun rises, this aura will act as an absolute filter. It will repel every single external demand. If a thought about work tries to enter, the shield gently diffuses it into harmless stardust. If the lingering anxiety of a past conversation attempts to breach your peace, the warm amber light instantly dissolves it. No one is allowed to ask you a question in this space. No one is allowed to require your labor, your empathy, or your attention. You are completely inaccessible to the demands of the universe. With the outside world firmly locked away, your aura is no longer leaking its precious energy outward. Instead, all of that beautiful magnetic warmth is finally turning inward. It is wrapping back around you, bathing your resting cells in a concentrated pool of profound, restorative healing. You are being held by your own light. You are being comforted by your own magnificent design. The only thing this semi-permeable boundary allows inside is the absolute, pure essence of silence. It draws in only the deep, cosmic frequencies of true restoration. You are resting in the ultimate sanctuary. You are perfectly sealed, entirely protected, and profoundly safe within the glowing architecture of your own energetic boundaries. The pressure to absorb the world has completely vanished. There is nothing left to filter, nothing left to block, and absolutely nothing left to protect against. There is only the soft, warm, rhythmic pulsing of the amber light, holding you flawlessly as you prepare to cross the final threshold into the great, infinite dark of sleep. The luminous amber cocoon of your aura is perfectly sealed. You are entirely insulated from the chaotic, demanding frequencies of the waking world. Inside this sanctuary, the air is thick, rich, and impeccably still. Your physical vessel is anchored to the earth. Your mind has been cleared of tomorrow's fog, and your massive sacral engine is resting in complete, majestic silence. We are now entering the deepest, most profound phase of the night. We are crossing the final threshold into the great void of sleep, guided by the ultimate golden compass of your unique energetic design. For a generator, the true purpose of existence is not to amass endless power, to aggressively conquer the corporate grid, or to force the universe to bend to your analytical will. The ultimate goal, the true north of your soul, is a single, beautiful, undeniable sensation: satisfaction. In the modern world, satisfaction is often deeply misunderstood. You are taught that it is a fleeting emotion, a quick hit of dopamine you receive only after you have achieved a massive goal, crossed a finish line, or received validation from the outside world. You are taught to constantly chase it, believing it lives somewhere in the distant future, just beyond the next exhausting project. But true, aligned generator satisfaction is completely different. It is not a loud, cheering victory, and it is not an emotion you have to chase. It is a profound, biological state of grace. It is the exquisite, heavy, cellular relief of a battery that has been completely, rightfully, and correctly emptied. It is the deep, quiet hum of a day's energy fully spent in alignment with your inner truth. When you have listened to your sacral response, when you have engaged only with the things that light you up, the resulting emptiness at the end of the day is not a void of exhaustion. It is a void of absolute, majestic peace. Tonight, even if your day was imperfect, even if you wrestled with frustration or succumbed to the heavy pressure of the shoulds, we are calling that signature frequency of satisfaction into your body right now. You have done enough simply by existing. The ledger is balanced. The work is complete. Feel this profound, quiet satisfaction begin to bloom deep within the resting center of your lower belly. It does not burn or buzz. It is a heavy, warm, golden liquid. Imagine it slowly seeping out from your quieted sacral motor, spreading like a luxurious, heavy oil through the intricate networks of your nervous system. It flows gracefully into your hips, anchoring you even deeper into the mattress. It glides down your heavy legs, filling your bones with the undeniable certainty that your labor is entirely finished. It rises into your chest, wrapping around your heart, whispering the ultimate, unshakable truth. You have built enough. You have done enough. You are enough. As this heavy, golden satisfaction saturates every single cell in your body, the final, delicate threads of your physical awareness begin to beautifully blur. You are entering the drift. The boundaries between where your physical skin ends and the dark room begins are gently dissolving. The massive, immovable weight of your physical body is slowly transmuting into a feeling of vast, expansive weightlessness. You are no longer a worker. You are no longer a builder, a creator, or a provider. The complex, demanding identity you wear during the day has completely evaporated into the silent air. There is no doing left in the universe. There is only effortless, infinite being. Imagine the physical surface beneath you, softly fading away, entirely replaced by a vast, rich, flawlessly comforting blackness. This is the pure, healing void of dreamless sleep. It is the thick, dark velvet of the delta state. You are slowly, gracefully drifting downward into this velvet dark. You are not falling. You are sinking, like a smooth, heavy stone settling into the deepest, quietest trench of an ancient ocean. The further down you drift, the darker and more comforting the atmosphere becomes. The analytical mind completely powers down. The internal narrator goes entirely offline. The brilliant, complex architecture of your human design surrenders entirely to the cosmic current. Here, in the absolute depths of the drift, there is no friction. There is no resistance. There is no future to plan for, and no past to regret. There is only the slow, majestic, rhythmic wave of the deep, dark, gently rocking your consciousness into a state of total, absolute surrender. Let yourself sink completely. Give yourself fully to the gravity of the void. You are perfectly held. You are flawlessly aligned. You are completely consumed by the profound, beautiful satisfaction of total rest. You are resting at the absolute bottom of the heavy, velvet dark. The descent is complete. The great, powerful engine of your sacral center is perfectly, flawlessly silent. The chaotic friction of the waking world has been entirely washed from your nervous system, leaving behind only the pure, golden resonance of deep, aligned satisfaction. You have successfully navigated the transition from the exhausting demands of the corporate grid into the boundless, unconditional embrace of the night. Here, in the profound depths of the Delta state, your consciousness is completely untethered from the physical realm. The boundaries of the room around you have dissolved into the vast, infinite cosmos of your internal landscape. Time has ceased its relentless, mechanical ticking. The aggressive rush of minutes and hours has gracefully collapsed into a single, beautiful, eternal moment of stillness. There is no tomorrow hovering on the horizon, demanding your attention. And there is no yesterday pulling at the edges of your mind. There is only the flawless, infinite dark, holding you in absolute, unshakable safety. Because you have allowed yourself to become completely, unconditionally empty, the true biological miracle of your human design can now unfold. In this state of total surrender, the universe quietly steps in to do the work you cannot do. Deep within your resting physical vessel, microscopic acts of profound healing are occurring automatically. Your immune system is gently repairing the stress and microscopic damage of the day. The complex architecture of your brain is being meticulously washed, clearing away the dense, exhausting fog of analytical thought. And deep within the bowl of your pelvis, your magnificent sacral battery is resting in the absolute zero state, allowing it to slowly, naturally, and beautifully begin the process of drawing in fresh, vital life force for the days to come. But you do not need to monitor this process. You do not need to initiate or manage your own healing. You are completely off duty. You are finally wonderfully useless to the demands of the waking world. And in that magnificent uselessness lies your ultimate liberation. You have relinquished the heavy armor of your identity. You are no longer a worker, a builder, or a provider. You are simply a resting soul, suspended in the gentle gravity of the cosmos. As you drift deeper into this majestic silence, the sound of my voice will begin to fade. It will slowly dissolve into the rich, low frequencies of the night, becoming nothing more than a faint, comforting echo in the distance. You will no longer need my guidance, because your body already knows exactly how to navigate these dark, ancient waters. You are entirely supported by the vast, protective, amber light of your own perfectly sealed aura. Before my voice leaves you entirely, before the final thread of human language dissolves into the cosmic void, receive this closing blessing. You do not need to analyze these words. You do not need to hold on to them. Let them gently wash over your resting spirit. absorbing them effortlessly into the quiet, golden center of your being. May you be free from the pressure to force. May your sacral center rest in the deep satisfaction of what has been built. And may you find complete harmony in non-doing tonight. As you drift into the silence, remember that you are exactly where you need to be. Namaste. The work is done. The engine is at rest. There is absolutely nowhere else to go. Surrender entirely to the beautiful, infinite dark. Sleep.